It's the end of the month, so that means it's another garden tour. Hi friends, I'm Laura. This is Double Vision Homestead, and today I've got my full garden tour monthly. It's the end of April, so it's still not crazy yet, but there will be a huge change between this month and next month. Let's see what we have so far. So as you can see here, these peas are going crazy. This is a purple potted kind, so they're easy to find in here. As you can see, the flowers are purple and so are the peas, and they are delicious. I love peas. It's one of my favorite springtime garden snacks, and these purple ones are pretty and taste great, so why not have some beauty with the deliciousness. Then just across from it, I've got my salad bed, or what it is for now. I've got some radishes, some carrots that are just coming up, and then all these greens. We've got Swiss chard, salad greens. This is bok choy. And if you see these little greenhouses, those are my slug traps, because when I first put them out, it was pretty wet, and let's just say the slugs had a good feast on them for a while. This has helped, and we've just had some dry weather. Let's see, what else do we have here? These are some peas that I planted this year. They're obviously much smaller than the other ones, but they're starting to take off. They have some slug damage as well, but that's okay. They'll grow up. They'll grow pretty quick. It'll be nice. I'll be able to enjoy them soon. But mostly, not a whole lot of other changes other than with the fruit. So let's come up just over here. I can see this is what a fig tree looks like. See all these little figs? They start out before it even gets leaves. You see what figs you're going to eat. In some areas, they get 2 crops a year. We just get 1. It grows on last year's new growth. So as you can see, there are no figs lower on the branch, just up higher. And then right behind it, this is a hardy kiwi. So this one is, I think it's called Ken's Red, but as you can see, it's starting to get some flower buds. Hopefully we'll get fruit this year. We haven't had any fruit yet. If you've never grown hardy kiwis, they require a female plant and a male plant. Last year, this plant blossomed, but the male didn't. I see a couple little buds. Hopefully that means that the male will blossom as well, and I'll get to try them for the first time. And then we'll just go along the fence here. We've got lots of blueberry plants. They are all blooming. Here's the male kiwi right next to the female. Weeds. Yep, it happens. It's okay. More blueberries, more blueberries. This one's doing real well. It's grown a lot, so I'm hoping for a very good harvest. There's another kiwi behind it, much smaller. And here's my little shortcake raspberry. As you can see, it's not very tall. I don't know, 2 feet, 3 feet maybe, but it looks like it's about to start flowering, and then we can get some fruit from that soon. Right next to it is this beast of a rhubarb plant that every year it goes to flower. I haven't pulled them off yet because they're kind of wild and fun, but it doesn't seem like it stops it from producing crazy amounts of long stalks. This one is more of a green stemmed variety. They all taste the same to me though, so that doesn't matter. And then Right behind it, we've got another fig. So I grow, I think, Olympian and Desert King. They're both pretty green. There's a little bit of red to them, but they're not those dark purple kinds that you see other people have. I'd like to get one of those eventually, but you know, just always got to find space for it. I've right behind me here, as you can see, that is my potato bed. I did the Ruth Stout method. It's all planted, hasn't sprouted yet because, you know, it's only been a couple days. So that's all going. I've got an extra hay bale right next to it that I'll be adding on once the potatoes start growing. And honestly, that's about it so far. We've got the onions and garlic and shallots all growing. I'll give you a quick look at that, and then let's go see what's growing on in the shed and in the hoop house. A lot of the fruit trees already have blossomed and have little baby fruits on them. If you've never grown any kind of a hardy almond before, it looks exactly like a peach tree. It's very confusing to me. The leaves look the same as a peach, the flowers look the same, and now the fruit does as well. So we've got plenty of little fuzzy nuts, I guess, but it looks just the same as a peach. As you can see, all of my fruit trees, I do have to put a cage around. We have a lot of deer that come into our yard, and it's really just the best way and only way I've found that's been successful to keep the deer from eating everything. I am past my last frost date here in Southwest Washington. So we are zone 8 for our fruits and perennial stuff. And then our last frost date is April 20th. So I've been hardening off these tomatoes, and I've got some tomatillos in here. As you can see, these white spots, I was not perfect at hardening off, which is okay, they'll survive. It's just a little minor damage, but for the most part, everything looks really good. Do you see how dark? I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but this is a Black Beauty tomato, and I can't wait to see what the fruit looks like with how dark the stem, and even in the leaves there's lots of purple, so that's going to be a dark tomato, I'm sure. Compared to right next to it, we've got this really bright green. This is an Amish paste tomato, and I mean, they don't even look related. The colors are so different. So that'll be fun. These have been hardening off for a while. I just wanted to wait until we didn't have any crazy cold nights. I think we have some nights still in the 40s, but they're gonna be okay. I mean, when I plant these, pretty much most of it goes into the ground. There's not a whole lot of it sticking up. I mean, I'll probably bury the stem all the way up to maybe here even, and just have this much sticking up. It'll look like a baby tomato again, but it will make it so that they're very healthy and strong and can, you know, withstand more this summer because their root system will be so massive. I'll get these out planted tomorrow, and I'll do a video on that as well, so you can see how I plant my tomatoes and how I grow them. Other people do it similar, but there's so many different ways to do it, and there is no right or wrong way, just whatever works for you and what kind of space you have to grow them in. I'm also growing some of these little tiny tomatoes. These things are just ridiculously cute when I see the size difference. They were planted the same time. I don't know that it gets much bigger than this. This is called a orange hat. So it's just they're kind of like cherry tomatoes that just grow really small. I'm using it as an ornamental in my flower pots on my front porch. So, you know, ornamental, beauty, and food. What's not to love? So let's go check out inside of the shed and see what I have going on in there. As you've seen in previous videos, if you're not new here, I grow a lot of peppers. So they're not all for me. I do share the pepper plants and I do share the peppers as well. But that's basically all that I have in here right now because I have so much stuff going out and I haven't really started anything yet. So I've got this massive forest of peppers. We've got all different types: hot, sweet, bell pepper, mini snacking pepper, and they're huge. So as soon as I get the tomatoes and tomatillos and all that other stuff planted, then I'll start hardening these off as well and get them going too. I don't like to wait. I don't like to get them out too early because they're more sensitive to the colder nights than the tomatoes are, but they've pretty much outgrown their space. They're touching the lights up here. They're not hot, so they're not going to burn them, but they're also not going to do amazing if they can't keep growing above the lights. So I will get those out. I will get those out very soon, and I gotta get some more stuff started. I said that my plan was to get some of my more summertime crops started at the end of this month. Didn't quite get to it, but you know, there's always next week or the week after, right? Let's keep going. Let's see what's out in the hoop house. Before I go inside the tunnel, I do have some plants right here on the ground, right outside the tunnel. My plan is to get them in one of these buckets back here and get it inside the tunnel, probably today, maybe tomorrow, and maybe in a month or so, I'll probably just move the buckets out. Once the peppers are going in, they're gonna get evicted from the tunnel too, but that's what's nice about these buckets. They can benefit from the warmer start in the spring, and then when it gets too hot, they can go out to the garden and it's an easy move. So we've got some more cabbage, some cauliflower, maybe some broccoli, and it looks like I got a couple eggplants in there as well. So these, I also did not harden them off quite as well as other plants, so they're kind of showing a little stress here, but they'll be fine. A couple leaves will die, it's okay. You know, plants want to live, so they'll recover. And then let's just turn right around and go in the tunnel. So it does look different than previous months. I've got my little cabbage section here. They are growing at different rates, which is kind of interesting, but I think most of that is that, you know, I broke a lot of the roots when I was planting them because they were in their pots for way too long and they broke off when I was bringing them out. But it's not quite getting ahead yet, but they are looking thick and good, and pretty soon I'll be eating some cabbage. Here's the broccoli. It's also, you know, it's growing, it's looking okay. It's not the best looking I've ever had, but I probably haven't watered it as much as I should. And then I've got some perennial stuff over here that, you know, the plan wasn't to have these in here at all, but here we are. I needed to get them out of the shed and outside, and I don't have the area ready that I plan on planting them. So I've got this is called 9-star broccoli. It's a perennial. It's more like a cauliflower, or even like a sprouting cauliflower. Not so good as a normal annual, but I think it'll be fun to have these growing for a few years. And then these are artichokes. The rest of them, I've got 5 buckets of artichokes. These I need again, I've got to set up where I'm going to plant these. So my plan, I was going to build a raised bed to put the 9-star broccoli in, but I haven't gotten the materials yet, so I haven't built it yet. I thought I would have it done by now, but I always overestimate what is possible in my time. So that's why they're in buckets. They're surviving, they're thriving, they're doing fine. They don't care that they don't have their forever home yet. They'll get it eventually. And the artichokes, who knows, they may spend most of the summer in a bucket or a larger container, because I plan to build another fence and have them kind of lining the fence. So that could be a while till that happens. It's not on my soon to-do list, but that's okay. So if you like this content, please come back frequently. I'm increasing how many videos I do a week, so now I'll be doing 2 videos every Tuesday and Friday, just one full garden tour a month, and that's the end of the month. So here we are, and like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you again soon in the garden. Thanks.